Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back. If you enjoy our stories, please subscribe and leave a like. It means everything to us. Please share this video with someone you care about and switch on post notifications so you won't miss any future videos. Thank you for always supporting. Now, relax and let's begin. Monica noticed Joel's silence first, not as calm, but as a new kind of distance. He used to complain about traffic, food, the generator. Now he came in, dropped his keys, and moved through the house like a guest. Monica tried to meet him with softness. "How was work?" she asked one night, forcing a smile. He didn't look up. "Fine." The word landed like a closed door. She stood there with her apron still on, feeling foolish for still hoping. That night, in bed, Joel faced the wall, scrolling, thumb moving fast. Monica watched his shoulders rise and fall, and something inside her grew tired. "Are you angry with me?" she whispered. Joel sighed like she was disturbing him. "Can you rest? You ask too many questions." Monica turned to the other side, eyes burning. She told herself silence meant peace, but her heart knew better. Silence in this house was punishment without bruises. Joel's apologies always came packaged. A new handbag, a takeaway pack from Monica's favorite restaurant, a quick transfer with a careless manage. Monica accepted them because they looked like effort from outside. When she held the gifts, she could pretend she was still loved. "Thank you," she'd say softly, even when her chest felt heavy. Joel would smile like a man who paid for forgiveness. "See, I take care of you," he'd say, and Monica would nod, scared of what would happen if she disagreed. But at night, when she tried to speak about loneliness, Joel acted offended. "So nothing I do is enough?" he snapped. Monica's voice would shrink. "That's not what I meant." He'd turn it into a lecture. How other women prayed for husbands like him. How she didn't appreciate stability. Monica would swallow her pain and apologize again without knowing she was training herself to accept crumbs as meals and silence as affection. Monica heard the name by accident at first, like smoke slipping under a door. Joel was on a call in the balcony, voice low, laughter tight. She wasn't trying to eavesdrop. She was watering her small flower pot. Then she heard it. "Diana, you're mad." The name entered Monica's body like cold water. When Joel came back inside, she pretended to focus on the leaves, but her hands trembled. He saw her eyes and smirked. "Why your face like that?" Monica tried to sound normal. "Who is Diana?" Joel chuckled and waved it off. "I beg, it's somebody in the office. You women like stress." Monica forced a small laugh, but it felt like betrayal against herself. Later, she asked Megan on the phone, careful not to cry, "Is it normal for a married man to laugh like that on calls?" Megan went quiet, then said, "Monica, don't ignore your spirit. It's speaking." The alert came at 6:41 a.m., just as Monica was rinsing rice in the kitchen. 20,000 debited. Her throat tightened. She checked again, hoping she misread it, but it remained bright, ugly, real. Joel walked in humming, opened the fridge, and took water like nothing was wrong. Monica held up her phone with careful hands. "Joel, did you see this?" Joel barely glanced. "Bank charges," he said quickly. "Those people are thieves." Monica frowned. 20,000 is not small. Joel's eyes sharpened. "Are you calling me a thief?" Monica flinched at the tone. "No, I'm just asking." He sighed dramatically, like she was unreasonable. "I'll sort it. Stop panicking." Monica nodded, but a strange feeling stayed, like someone had walked into her house quietly and taken something while she was alive and watching. She looked at Joel's calm face and wondered why he didn't look surprised at all. Monica tried to let it go, but the next day she asked again, softer, "Did you confirm what happened?" Joel's jaw tightened. Why do you like monitoring money? He asked, voice rising. Monica's stomach sank. It's my account too. Joel laughed, sharp and mocking. So now, you're a banker? He stepped closer, towering, and Monica's voice became a whisper. I'm not fighting. I just want clarity. Joel shook his head. You're turning into those paranoid women. That night, Monica apologized, even though she didn't know what for. Sorry if I stressed you, she said, eyes on the floor. Joel accepted the apology like a king accepting tribute. Good. Don't let outsiders poison your mind. Monica swallowed the word outsiders because she knew he meant Megan, her only safe voice. She lay awake later, thinking of the debit alert, thinking of how Joel turned her fear into guilt, like flipping a mirror to hide the truth. Megan came over with a small bag of fruits, and that blunt honesty Monica both feared and needed. She entered the living room, scanned Monica's face, and sat down slowly. You're not okay, Megan said. Monica tried to smile. I'm fine. Megan shook her head. Your eyes are not fine. Monica's lips trembled, but she swallowed it back. Megan leaned closer. Monica, a man doesn't hide money unless he's hiding a life. The words hit Monica's chest like a knock on a locked door. Monica's voice cracked. He said it's bank charges. Megan scoffed. 20,000 charges? For what, breathing? Monica rubbed her palms together. I don't want trouble. Megan held her hands. Trouble is already in your house. You're just pretending it's outside. Monica's tears finally fell, quiet and ashamed. Megan whispered, I'm here, but you must start seeing clearly. Love is not confusion every day. Monica nodded, scared of what clarity would demand. Monica didn't want to become suspicious, but suspicion found her like a shadow. Joel started shielding his phone, even when brushing his teeth. Passwords changed. Calls happened outside. His laughter was lighter in private, heavier at home. Monica began noticing little things. Perfume on his collar, a new key on his keyring, an unfamiliar charger in the car. She felt dirty for observing, like she was betraying the marriage. But she also felt stupid for not observing, like she was betraying herself. One evening, Joel went to shower, and his phone lit up on the couch. Monica's heartbeat jumped. She stared at it like it was a snake. She didn't touch it. She just watched the screen until it went dark. When Joel returned, he saw her expression and smirked. Why you dey look my phone? Monica raised her hands. I wasn't. Joel scoffed. You're becoming desperate. Monica smiled weakly, but inside, her love started changing shape, turning into watchfulness, because safety had become uncertain. The next alert came on a Sunday, the kind of day Monica used to believe belonged to peace. 50,000 debited. Her hands went numb. She checked the description and it looked unfamiliar, coded, cold. Joel was eating, scrolling through football highlights. Monica placed her phone beside his plate. Joel, again. He glanced and shrugged. I told you bank nonsense. Monica's voice rose without permission. 50,000 is not nonsense. Joel slammed his spoon down. Do you want to embarrass me in my house? Monica shrank immediately. Joel stood, pointing. If you have nothing to do, get a job that will occupy you. Monica's eyes filled. I have a job. Joel cut her off. Then stop acting poor. The cruelty sat in the air like dust. Monica went to the bathroom and cried silently, pressing her fist into her mouth so nobody would hear. She stared at her own face in the mirror and wondered when love started feeling like fear and why she kept calling it marriage. Joel came home late that night, smelling of alcohol and confidence. He fell asleep fast, mouth slightly open, phone still in his hand. Monica lay beside him, stiff as wood. At 2:13 a.m., the phone lit up. Monica didn't reach for it. The screen itself revealed enough. A message preview from Diana Cole. Did you move the 300K from her savings again? I need to pay for my hair. Monica's breath stopped. The room tilted. Her ears rang. It wasn't a guess anymore. It wasn't paranoia. It was a confession. She sat up slowly, staring at Joel's sleeping face like it belonged to a stranger. "So it's true," she whispered. Joel didn't hear. Monica's tears fell silently onto her lap. She wanted to scream, to slap him awake, to ask why, but shock held her down like heavy cloth. She looked around the room, the wedding photo, the curtains she chose, the bed they prayed on once, and realized Diana didn't just steal money. Diana had been buying comfort with Monica's suffering, and Joel had been handing it over happily. Monica didn't wake Joel. She didn't cry loudly. She simply sat there, eyes wide, heart pounding like it wanted to escape her chest. She had always imagined betrayal would come with shouting, with dramatic scenes, with neighbors gathering. But this betrayal came quietly, like termites eating a house from inside. Joel snored softly, peaceful in his theft. Monica stared at the ceiling until her eyes hurt. Her thoughts ran in circles. How long? How much? How could he? Yet her body refused to move. By morning, Joel acted normal, even affectionate. "Morning, babe," he said, kissing her cheek like he wasn't robbing her in the dark. Monica forced a smile that felt like swallowing glass. She cooked breakfast with shaky hands. Joel ate, relaxed, and said, "I might go out later." Monica nodded, hearing Megan's voice in her head. "Don't ignore your spirit." But Monica's spirit wasn't just speaking now. It was screaming, and still she stayed quiet because she needed more than anger. She needed a way out that wouldn't kill her. Monica began collecting evidence the way wounded people learn to protect themselves carefully, quietly, without announcing it. She took screenshots of alerts. She saved emails. She wrote dates in a small notebook and hid it inside an old handbag. At night, when Joel slept, she took quick photos of his phone screen whenever it lit up. Her hands shook, but she refused to stop. She remembered how Joel always won arguments by shouting louder. This time, she would not fight with her voice. She would fight with proof. Megan became her silent partner. On calls, Monica spoke in codes. "The rice price is rising," Monica would say. And Megan understood it meant another debit. Megan replied gently, "Keep receipts." Sometimes Monica broke down. "What if he finds out?" Megan would say, "Then you will still have evidence." Monica started visiting her bank app like it was a crime scene. Each transaction felt like a slap, but with every screenshot, Monica felt something return small, fragile, powerful. Control. Not over Joel, but over her own reality. One evening, Monica returned early from work and heard voices in the sitting room. She paused at the door, keys quiet in her palm. Joel was talking to Jerry Danladi, his friend with the loud laugh and the connections he always bragged about. Jerry said, "Guy, that loan thing, we can arrange it. Just upload the documents." Joel chuckled. "As long as it enters fast." Monica's stomach turned. Jerry continued, "Use her BVN history. It will pass faster." Joel replied casually, "Monica, no sabi anything. She's soft." Monica's heart squeezed painfully, not just at the theft, but at the disrespect. She stepped back quietly and entered later like she had just arrived. "Ah, Monica," Jerry greeted, smiling too wide. "Madam wife, how you dey?" Monica forced a polite nod. Joel watched her face carefully, like he was checking if she knew. Monica smiled, though her mouth felt numb. That night, in the bathroom, she leaned over the sink, shaking. It wasn't just Diana. It wasn't just money. It was a whole system built around her silence. Monica went to the bank alone on her lunch break, dressed in a simple blouse and calm face, even though her insides were trembling. She sat before the customer service officer and said softly, "I want to understand the transactions on my account." The officer pulled up her profile, eyes narrowing slightly. "Madam, there are linked activities here." Monica's stomach tightened. "Linked how?" The officer hesitated, then said carefully, multiple devices have accessed your profile. Some logins are not consistent with your usual pattern. Monica's hands clenched on her handbag strap. Can you print my statements? The officer nodded and printed it. Monica scanned the pages and felt dizzy small withdrawals, transfers, charges that didn't look like charges. The officer lowered her voice. If you suspect unauthorized access, you can lodge a complaint, but you need evidence. Monica swallowed hard. I have. She collected the papers as if they were fragile glass. Outside, sunlight hit her face, but she felt cold. She sat in her car, gripping the steering wheel, and whispered, so I'm not mad. Then she cried quiet tears of painful validation. Megan introduced Monica to Javier Okoye in a small office that smelled like paper and seriousness. Javier didn't look dramatic. He looked patient. He let Monica talk without interrupting, even when her voice shook. She placed her evidence on the table, screenshots, statements, messages. Javier studied them slowly, then looked up. Monica, I'm sorry, he said gently. Monica flinched, tears rising. He continued, but I'm glad you came now, not later. We'll do this properly. The sentence straightened Monica's spine. Monica whispered, I don't want public disgrace. Javier nodded. We can protect your dignity while protecting your future. The goal is not noise. The goal is safety and truth. Megan squeezed Monica's hand. Javier explained steps. Affidavit, fraud desk, device logs, court-backed holds if necessary. Monica listened like a student learning how to survive. When she stood to leave, Javier added, you have endured a lot, but endurance is not a life sentence. Monica's eyes filled again, not with weakness this time, but with the first taste of hope that didn't depend on Joel. Monica returned home and became soft again, not the soft of surrender, but the soft of strategy. She cooked Joel's favorite meal, arranged the table neatly, and smiled when he entered. Joel looked surprised, then pleased. So you're finally calming down, he said, sitting like a man reclaiming comfort. Monica laughed lightly. No stress. Eat. Joel chewed happily, pride swelling. That's my wife, he said. Monica nodded and kept her eyes gentle, even though inside she was counting days like a prisoner planning escape. That night, Monica rubbed Joel's shoulders the way she used to. Joel relaxed completely, confidence returning. I like this, Monica, he murmured. Monica whispered, me too. But her words were for herself. She liked the Monica who could act without breaking. Later, in the bathroom, Monica stared at her reflection and practiced her calm face. She remembered Javier's voice. Systems move slowly, but they move. Monica sent Megan a short text. Phase 1 started. Then she rinsed her face, returned to bed, and slept beside a man who no longer deserved her honesty. Joel grew bolder once Monica stopped questioning him. He started making jokes that stung, then laughing as if pain was entertainment. You know you're lucky, he told her one evening. Some men would have left you long ago. You don't even know how to do soft life like these babes. Monica smiled politely, stirring soup. Okay, she replied. Joel smirked. See, you're learning. Monica's stomach turned, but she kept her face smooth. Inside, she recorded every insult like evidence of character. Joel began spending more freely, confident that Monica wouldn't challenge him. He sent money out while sitting beside her, not even hiding his screen properly. I'm helping Jerry with something, he'd say. Monica nodded. Her silence made him lazy. He didn't notice Monica staying up late to screenshot alerts. He didn't notice her visiting the bank app with steady hands. He thought her calm meant defeat. He didn't understand. Calm can be the sound of someone building an exit, brick by brick, without announcing it. And Monica, she was done announcing. Diana's demands grew louder as Joel's pride grew bigger. She called him in the afternoon, voice sweet but sharp. "Joel, I'm tired of managing," she said. "My rent is due, and I need a new phone. This one is embarrassing." Joel chuckled to impress her. "Relax, baby. I'm settling it." Diana giggled. "You always say that." "Don't disappoint me." The word disappoint hit Joel's ego like a slap. He hated disappointing women who praised him. Monica noticed how he paced after those calls, restless, ready to prove himself. That evening, Joel opened his laptop at the dining table and logged into accounts like he owned the world. Monica served him water quietly, watching from the corner of her eye. "You're doing transfers?" she asked softly. Joel didn't look up. "Business." Monica nodded. Joel typed, fast, confident, careless. Monica's phone vibrated with an alert minutes later. She glanced. Another suspicious debit. Her heart clenched, but she didn't react. She just memorized the time. Later, Diana texted again. "Add extra for my hair. Don't be stingy." Monica saw the preview on Joel's screen and felt her stomach twist. Diana wasn't just stealing money. She was eating Monica's life with appetite. Monica told Joel she needed to travel to her village for a week. She delivered the lie gently, like a wife seeking permission. "My aunt is not well," she said, voice soft. Joel barely looked up from his phone. "Okay," he replied. His casualness hurt more than anger. Monica packed slowly, folding clothes like she was folding a chapter of her life. Joel watched her once and said, half laughing, "Don't forget to call me, oh." Some women travel and start misbehaving. Monica smiled. "I'm not some women." Joel nodded like he owned her loyalty. On the morning she left, Monica served breakfast and even added extra eggs. Joel ate happily. "You're trying," he said, pleased. Monica nodded, hiding the fact that her hands were trembling. At the door, Joel said, "Don't stress me with too many calls. Enjoy." Monica looked at him for a second, searching for any trace of the man she married. She found only comfort and entitlement. "Okay," she whispered. She stepped out, suitcase rolling behind her, heart heavy but clear. Joel closed the door and immediately called Diana. "She's gone," he said, laughing. Monica sat in the car outside, hearing his laughter through the walls, and she didn't cry. Not yet. Megan took Monica to a small serviced apartment far from their neighborhood, quiet, clean, anonymous. When the door closed, Monica's body finally released what her face had been holding. She sank to the floor and sobbed like a child, shoulders shaking, breathing broken. "I trusted him," she cried. Megan knelt beside her. "I know." Monica grabbed Megan's hand like a lifeline. "I feel stupid." Megan shook her head. "No, you feel human. He abused your trust." Monica's tears soaked her blouse, but she didn't stop. That night, Monica couldn't sleep. Every sound felt like danger. Every car horn outside. Every footstep in the hallway. She kept checking the curtains, checking the lock, checking her phone. Megan made noodles and forced Monica to eat a few bites. "You need strength," Megan said. Monica whispered, "What if he comes here?" Megan replied, "He won't find you. And even if he tries, we are ready." Monica stared at the ceiling, heart pounding, and remembered Joel's voice whenever she asked questions. "Stop panicking." Now, for the first time, Monica allowed herself to panic because she was finally doing something about it. Javier met Monica the next morning with documents already prepared. "We move carefully," he said. Monica nodded, eyes red but determined. At the bank's front desk, the officer listened, expression professional but serious. Monica handed over statements, screenshots, and dates. Javier added, "We also need device and IP logs linked to this profile." The officer typed printed forms and said, "Madam, you swear an affidavit that these transactions were unauthorized." Monica's hands shook as she held the pen. "If I do this," she whispered to Javier, There's no going back. Javier met her eyes. You already left emotionally. This is just paperwork catching up. Monica swore the affidavit with a quiet voice that sounded older than her age. She stated her name, her BVN, and the facts. The officer told them, "We'll commence internal audit. Compliance may place restrictions if evidence supports fraud." Monica swallowed. The word restriction sounded like justice and fear at the same time. Javier guided her through each signature. Megan stood behind her like a wall. When they left the bank, Monica's phone vibrated with another debit alert, as if Joel was mocking her. Monica stared at it, then turned off her phone gently. "Enough," she whispered. "Enough stealing my peace." Days passed with no dramatic result, and that quiet nearly broke Monica. She expected lightning. She got slow clouds. Javier kept telling her, "Systems move slowly, but they move." Monica tried to believe it, but fear kept tapping her shoulder. What if Joel found her? What if the bank dismissed her complaint? What if people called her wicked? Megan tried to distract her with movies, food, small jokes, but Monica's mind stayed at the edge of panic. One night, she whispered, "Maybe I should just go back and beg." Megan snapped gently. "Beg who? The man stealing you?" Javier called with updates that sounded technical. "We requested logs. Audit ongoing. Compliance reviewing." Monica hated the waiting because it forced her to sit with the truth. She had loved Joel. She had defended him. She had built a life around his moods. Now, she was in a strange apartment, living like a fugitive from her own marriage. She prayed quietly, not for revenge, but for courage to finish what she started. When her phone rang with Joel's name, she didn't pick. Her hand hovered, trembling. Then she remembered Diana's message, "Move the 300K again." Monica pressed decline and whispered, "I'm choosing myself." On the seventh day, Joel returned home with Diana like a trophy. He parked boldly, opened her door, and kissed her cheek in the compound where neighbors could see. "Let them watch," he said with a grin. Diana laughed, fixing her hair. "Your wife won't try nonsense again." Joel smirked. "She already ran." They entered the living room, expecting a messy scene, tears, leftover clothes, maybe a note begging for forgiveness. Instead, the house was clean, empty, almost too quiet. Joel stood still for a second, confused by how completely Monica erased herself. Then his ego caught up. "See," he told Diana, clapping his hands. "I told you she would disappear." Diana walked around, checking shelves, eyes scanning like she was shopping. "So this place is free now," she said. Joel laughed. "Free like air." He didn't notice the absence of Monica's scent, her small personal things, the careful emptiness that felt like someone left with intention. Joel only saw victory. He opened the fridge, grabbed champagne and said loudly, "Tonight we celebrate," Diana squealed, and their laughter filled Monica's former home like disrespect. Joel didn't know celebration was the final ingredient the trap needed. Joel popped the champagne, and the cork flew across the room, hitting the wall with a small thud. Foam spilled, and Diana laughed like it was a movie. "To us," she shouted. Joel raised his glass high. "To freedom," he declared, voice proud, chest out. They danced in the living room, stepping on the rug Monica once washed and dried carefully. Joel played music loud, as if volume could drown guilt. Diana filmed him, spinning, calling him baby. Joel felt powerful, like the world finally respected his choices. Then Joel sat at the table and opened his laptop to settle Diana's requests. "I'll transfer now," he said, showing off. Diana leaned in. "Add extra, don't be stingy," she teased. Joel laughed and typed fast, careless. He logged into accounts, confirmed passwords, entered OTPs, clicked send again and again. Each click left fingerprints, device trails, IP logs, timestamps. He didn't know the bank's audit was watching. He didn't know Monica's complaint had turned his account into a monitored scene. He just knew he wanted Diana to admire him. And in trying to impress her, he unknowingly signed his confession in bright digital ink. Joel's phone buzzed. He ignored it at first, still laughing. It buzzed again. Diana paused the music. "Babe, your phone." Joel glanced and his smile twitched. "Bank alert. Your account has been restricted." He blinked, then scoffed. "Network issue. These banks like nonsense." Diana's laugh sounded smaller. "Restricted? What does that mean?" Joel waved her off. "Nothing. Let me try again." He opened the app. It refused. He tried USSD. Transaction declined. His stomach tightened. Diana's eyes widened. "So, can you still send?" Joel forced confidence. "Of course." He dialed customer care, pacing. The line said, "All agents are busy." Joel swallowed hard. He tried an ATM withdrawal. Declined. He returned to the living room, face changing. Diana watched him closely, fear crawling into her expression. "Joel," she began. Joel snapped, "Keep quiet. Don't stress me." The champagne glass in his hand suddenly felt heavy, like it was filled with consequences instead of celebration. Another alert came. Compliance hold. Pending investigation. Joel's knees weakened. For the first time, his pride had no place to stand. Joel tried every account he had, current, savings, even the backup account he kept like a secret weapon. All declined. His card stopped working. His wallet app refused transactions. Even his salary account flashed red. Joel's panic became anger, and his anger became noise. "This is nonsense," he shouted. Diana stepped back. "Please, don't shout. Neighbors will hear." Joel glared. "Let them hear." He called Jerry Danladi, fingers shaking. No answer. He called again. Still nothing. Joel's chest tightened. Jerry always answered, unless he was running. Joel grabbed his car keys. "We're going to the bank now," he barked. Diana hesitated. "Me too?" Joel snapped. "Yes. You want money? Follow me." At the bank, Joel met calm faces and a security man who didn't fear his status. The customer service officer checked the system and said politely, "Sir, your account is under restriction." Joel leaned forward, voice sharp. "Remove it," the officer replied. "We can't. It's compliance." Joel's face went pale. Compliance meant something bigger than customer care. It meant the system had decided he wasn't in control anymore. A compliance officer met Joel in a small office and spoke with the kind of calm that scares guilty people. "Sir, there is an investigation," she said. Joel laughed nervously. "Investigation for what? I'm a businessman." The officer slid papers across the table logs, transaction trails, linked device records. There are indicators of identity misuse and unauthorized access tied to this profile, she said. Joel's throat tightened. "That's my wife's profile. She's my wife." The officer didn't react. "Marriage is not permission for fraud, sir." Diana sat stiffly beside him, eyes darting. The officer continued. A complaint was lodged. Supporting evidence was provided. Compliance placed a hold to prevent asset dissipation while audit continues. Joel's voice rose. "Who complained?" The officer looked at him, steady. "We can't disclose details beyond process." Joel's hands trembled. For the first time, shouting didn't work. Bullying didn't work. His charm didn't work. The system remained cold. Diana whispered, "Joel, is this about her money?" Joel snapped, "Shut up." But the question hung in the room like smoke. He had built his confidence on access. Now, access was gone, and his life felt frozen from the inside out. Outside the bank, Diana's confidence collapsed. "Joel, what is going on?" she asked, voice shaking. Joel rubbed his head, breathing fast. Diana's phone buzzed too. Her own transfer failed. My money didn't enter, she said, eyes watery. Joel turned on her. Is it money you care about? Diana scoffed through fear. Is that not why you said you can take care of me? Joel's face twisted. So you were using me? Diana laughed bitterly. We were using each other, Joel. Don't pretend. Later that night, Diana received a call from an unknown number. A calm voice said, Madam Diana Cole, we may need you to clarify certain communications. Diana froze. Her hands shook so badly, her phone almost fell. She remembered the message she sent Joel moved the 300K again. Her stomach turned. I didn't force him, she whispered to herself. But guilt didn't care about excuses. She realized she wasn't a queen in a love story. She was a name inside evidence. She looked at Joel, sleeping restlessly, and felt fear replace desire. Suddenly, his luxury wasn't attractive. It was dangerous. And she began planning her escape. Joel cornered Jerry the next day by calling from a different number. Jerry picked immediately, voice cautious. Hello? Joel spoke low, deadly. So, you can pick unknown numbers, but not mine. Jerry sighed. Guy, calm down. Joel's laugh was empty. Calm down? My accounts are frozen. Jerry paused too long. Joel headed the silence of betrayal. Did you talk to anybody? Joel demanded. Jerry hissed. Bro, don't mention my name. I beg you. Joel's heart dropped. So, you abandoned me. Jerry's voice became sharp with self-preservation. Joel, you're a big man. Handle your matter. Don't drag me. Joel's hands shook with rage. You were the one that said arrangements. You said use her BVN history. You said it will pass. Jerry snapped. Did I force you? Now you want impress babe. Then Jerry ended the call. Joel stared at his phone like it insulted him. For years, Jerry was his mirror, reckless, confident, dirty shortcuts. Now that consequences arrived, Jerry cleaned his hands and left Joel holding the stain alone. Joel looked around the house, suddenly lonely, and realized the people he called friends loved his success, not him. Joel finally reached Monica when Javier allowed a controlled call. Monica's phone rang and her stomach clenched, but she picked with steady hands. Monica! Joel's voice broke instantly. Please, what is happening? Did you report me? Monica breathed slowly. Joel, you know what you did. Joel cried, angry tears mixing with fear. You want to destroy me. After everything, Monica's voice stayed soft, almost gentle. Everything? You mean the gifts you used to cover disrespect? Or the money you stole from me to fund another woman? Joel shouted, I'm your husband. Monica's eyes filled, but she didn't let her voice shake. You were killing me slowly with small thefts and big lies. I only chose to stop dying. Joel's breathing became rough. Please, please, reverse it. Tell them it's a mistake. Monica whispered, truth is not a mistake. Joel's voice turned poisonous. Wicked woman. Monica exhaled. Wickedness doesn't come with receipts, Joel. I have receipts. There was silence, heavy, final. Monica added quietly, I loved you. But you loved what my name could unlock. Joel tried to speak again, but the line had already become a closed door. Monica didn't celebrate Joel's collapse. She sat in the quiet apartment and cried not from regret, but from release. Javier filed the next steps carefully, protecting Monica's identity, separating liabilities, ensuring Monica's name would not be dragged into Joel's mess. Megan cooked soup and watched Monica eat like a sister guarding healing. Monica whispered, why does freedom feel like mourning? Megan replied, because you're burying the version of you that tolerated pain. Monica nodded, tears falling into her bowl. Joel faced consequences that money couldn't bully. Compliance interviews, legal letters, frozen comforts, friends turning to strangers. Diana disappeared gradually, first emotionally, then physically blocking his calls, leaving no forwarding address. Jerry avoided him completely. Joelle sat in Monica's empty living room one night, staring at the space where her slippers used to be, and understood that victory had been a lie. Monica, meanwhile, rebuilt slowly new passwords, new accounts, new boundaries, new breath. She learned peace wasn't winning a man back. Peace was getting her life back and keeping it. And this time, she kept it with both hands. We've come to the end of the story. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Leave a like, share, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notification. Thank you so much for watching.